Is known for many things: Fenway Park, clam chowder, overt racism, quiet simmering racism, and racism that is meant as a joke, but that is still racism. But when we think of Boston, we only really think of one thing.
Alleyways. Can't get more Boston than alleyways.
Yes, in the great tradition of not placing buildings right next to each other, Boston is the leader, and it is a rich history. The Massachusetts Indians considered the space between two structures sacred. They believed the spirit could soar to great heights while not being constricted by too tightish widths. And Boston has been cashing in on this resource ever since the very first structure was built not quite close enough to its neighbor. Mike Sullivan's Alley, located in Boston's financial district, is one of the city's most famous, and it's been his family's livelihood for generations. Mike's great-great-grandfather, an Irish immigrant, was the first Sullivan to have a go of it in the alley trades. So how did he come to own an alley in the first place?
Bought it from a wicked dumb Indian.
And how much did it cost?
$12 worth of beads and trinkets. That's all he had at the time. The Irish were scurvy rich and trinket poor.
And what makes this alley particularly historic?
Ever heard of the Boston Massacre?
No, but I get it.
The first man killed in that shooting, Crispus Attucks, used to run a dice game in here. Black guy.
Mike's great-great-grandfather ran illegal burlesque shows here in the 1870s. His son, Mike's great-grandfather, followed him into show business. As a child actor, Flannery Sullivan was a member of the Back Bay Boys, early short films in which those lovable Boston scamps, Sully, Sack, Black Sully, Shuley, and the Chink, assaulted girls until an adventure came their way. But it wasn't until Mike inherited the alley that he found a business model that would bring riches to the Sullivan family, renting it to film productions. Mike's Alley has been the site of over 100 Massachusetts-based films, including legal thriller Mass Appeal, horror movie Midnight Massacre, Pedro Almodovar's Mas Mas, and Jurassic Park. Business was good for Mike Sullivan, and the future looked bright.
The Massachusetts Bureau of Tourism is shooting a commercial, and they want to center it around our Boston alleys. So I'm thinking win-win.
Well, I get the first win, that you charge them to shoot here, but what about the second win? What is that win? Unless charging them to shoot here is the second win, in which case I'm more curious about the first win. In other words, what is the win that I have yet to identify?
Oh, all right. Okay, I'm sorry. It's a win-win-win-win.
Okay, in that case, what is the second, the third, and the fourth?
The first win is the fee for filming. The second win is the alley itself. The third win, all the tourists flocking to the city. And the fourth win are the trinkets, which I'm already counting again because I'm Irish.
But then the bomb dropped that would explode and turn Mike's dream into a nightmare, the kind with a nondescript alleyway in it. To save money, they were shooting Mike's Boston commercial in Los Angeles. And Mike's financial security quickly went from win-win to the opposite of win, the opposite of win. That's because Hollywood producers like Bram Strunk started filming all of their Boston-themed movies in Los Angeles alleys. Strunk first drew controversy with the decision to shoot Lumpy Mass, the story of Babe Ruth's struggles with breast cancer, in Los Angeles. Many have said that you don't care about authenticity, only money.
Well, I spend a lot of money on authenticity, okay? This authentic Boston graffiti, it cost me $600.
Yeah, but you put that there. Not an authentic Bostonian, like Sully or Sack, or Black Sully, or Shuley, or the Chink.
Okay, all right, so I can't make a movie about Babe Ruth's boob cancer in Los Angeles because Abigail Adams didn't take a dump here. What, do you think that Robert Zemeckis used an actual time machine to shoot the Back to the Future trilogy?
Well,
yeah, newsflash, he did. And it almost bankrupted the studio, okay? That's why I do things on the cheap.
And cheap pays, as Strunk proved with the success of his box office blockbuster, Here We Are in Boston.
What the Kennedy is going on here? We don't tolerate that kind of crap here in Boston because this city is wicked pissa. I'm hungry for some baked beans, and I'm thirsty for a tonic, which is what we call any kind of soda here.
Boston, it's too cold in the winter, too humid in the summer, and too Irish all year round.
As for Mike, he's found a new business, gluing broken bottles back together and returning them for their deposits. He hopes to make many tens of dollars. Coming up next week, is this mustache ironic or just a cry for help? And tune in for a new segment, Would You Rather, with Dan Rather.
Now, if you had to, would you rather lose your pinky finger or your big toe? Would you rather be able to hear only consonants or vowels? Would you rather be stranded on a desert island with Megan Fox or Olivia Wilde? Would you rather never be able to eat chocolate or eggs?
I'm Louis LaFonda. Good night.